Sorry, I hate curling with my name tag. It just, if I have to sleep for a second, it just, it spins on there, but then when I start speaking, it just disappears. I'm like, oh, there it is. That does not work.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the Charlotte Curling Association, and my name's Neil Pfeiffer, and we are in Draw 2 of the Sweepy Hollow. These are all preliminary games, preliminary round games, so it's a 24-team spiel. Just the one and only. We are not doing this yearly. Our normal tournament at this time of year is called Grits and Granite. We hope that 32-team spiel will be back next year, bigger and better than ever. And so I'll be doing the commentary, and we're going to introduce the teams as these first rocks get thrown. Thanks to those of you that are on the stream. We have people coming in. I thought it was a 12 noon start time, so those of you that are coming in hot, maybe you got notified. It's way easier to know your draw start times if you do notifications. And so that's the end of that. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the teams, and every player on every team, and we are throwing red rocks on sheet A. It is Here for the Booze. These its lead is Jessica Captain, second is Nicholas Visnich, and Vice is Brett Kubrick, and Skip is Brady Gould. And that is they're listed as a Charlotte team, but Nicholas is a proud member of the Pittsburgh Curling Club. And they are playing Yellow Rocks, and they are calling Throwing Bones. And throwing lead rocks is Stacy Moore. Throwing second rocks is Mac Heck. Joe Moore is throwing Vice Rocks, and Mike Simpson is throwing Skips Rocks, and that is the Charleston Curling Club. Charleston has 3 teams here this weekend. Really excited about that. They're an arena club, and to get bond-spieling teams, so to have 3 of them is pretty exciting. And then throwing on sheet B, throwing red rocks is Hackle Lantern. Throwing lead rocks is Travis Hall. Throwing second rocks is Zevi Altus. Met him last night. Lindsey Knoll throwing Vice Rocks, and Ian Stahl throwing Skips Rocks. So met this team, and they're the Orlando Curling Club, also an arena team. And the front end, Zebi and Travis, they're not brand new curlers, but they have only been curling for just a couple of months, so it's exciting to see brand new curlers get into Bonspiel. It's their first out-of-town Bonspiel. We're so excited to have them here at Charlotte. And then they're throwing Yellow Rocks. Holy smokes, our team names are long here. What We Booze in the Shadows. And throwing lead rocks is Jeline Van Hoy. Throwing second rocks is Linda Marcia. Throwing third rocks and vicing is Bill Marshall. And throwing Skips Rocks is Kenton Morrell. And that is Palmetto Clarinet Club, our sister club. Started very similar times. Their arena club down in South Carolina out of Greenville. And Mooch Knuckle, sheet C, is throwing red rocks. And that is Christy Force throwing lead rocks, Dave DeLauder throwing second rocks, Mooch Healy vice skipping and throwing third rocks, and Brad Forrest is skipping that team and throwing fourth rocks. They are from the Tampa Bay Curling Club. Yes, folks, we have a Brad Forrest sighting. I know you're excited about that. So hey, Paul. Thanks. Yeah, my name's with an I, but yes. Oh, yeah, I mean, your entire club's here, Paul. So we are excited that you get to watch this draw. So it looks like we'll have a couple of teams curling for Charleston. And on sheet D, as we're kind of coming into the Vice Rocks, it looks like Vice Rocks, maybe Skips Rocks here on C. And that is the Hobgoblins. And this is a Triangle Circle City. So Keith Hammer, Di Dix is throwing second rocks. Mario Riveron is throwing vice skip rocks, and Hicks is skipping and throwing fourth rock. So that's Triangle in a Circle City Club. Super excited for them to be back. This is their first out of town. I was just talking to them before they got on the ice. This is their first out of town spiel since the pandemic. So we were generally considered here at Charlotte to be the last major GNCC tournament. There was the men's 5 and under, and during that weekend, our governor was shutting the state down for there. And so we're so excited that some of those same 5 and under teams are back with us and coming, and we're so excited to be back curling. And then Headless Skip is throwing yellow rocks on sheet D, and that is Charlotte Mac team, which is John Dornish, Russ Kirkman, Gary Donnelly is throwing third rocks, and I'm sorry, John Dornish is throwing lead rocks, Russ Kirkman is throwing second rocks, Gary Donnelly is throwing third rocks and vice skipping, and Linda Kirkman is skipping that team. I hope she has a head on, because when you're named Headless Skip, right now there's not too many crazy costumes. As you go through the weekend, you should fully 100% fully expect that somebody's going to be curling in a Headless Horseman costume or whatever they come up with. So Saturday is our costume contest. So today, everybody's in business attire, curling. Well, not too much. We still have some wonderful, beautiful jack-o'-lantern pants, and it looks like we've got a lot of orange festive colors. So we've got a couple of, you'll notice down on the other end, Jessica Captain is holding the broom. She'll be holding the broom, even though she's throwing lead rocks. Nicholas and Brett are sweeping, so they're very good sweepers, and they do pretty well. So Brady hit that shot, and it looks like it spills out, and Joe Moore, even though they were standing right next to each other, Jessica, they're part of the quarantine crew. Shout out to the quarantine crew. There are a lot of folks that did a lot of broom stacking online during the quarantine, so they got jerseys. So they have matching jerseys, and they're playing on opposite teams. That's to be confusing for this here announcer, but luckily I know both of them. So it looks like Brady Gould was throwing first skips rocks, and it looked like he wanted to get that double and kind of roll over, but we're playing a pretty clean end. So yellow is right there. So Joe's throwing skips rocks, and he's just going to get one at the top. It looks like it's a little wide. They're going to get on it because he doesn't want to be short. He wants to be a counter here, make this hard on Brady. So if I've heard from the grapevine that if I'm talking that the ice sounds kind of go away, which is fine. That's what we want. We want it kind of in the background. So just let me know if there is something that's a little off. Oh, excuse me. All right. I introduced all the teams out there, and we were throwing second skips rocks, and they kicked it on sheet A. So hopefully they'll hang that score. It looks like it's one yellow, so they just stole one. So that's a good start to the game for their Joe Moore. Really close game. So looking across the sheet, Looks like sheet C with Mooch Knuckle and Mystery Machine. I never introduced Mystery Machine. That is embarrassing. So I had to do it because I met those folks. The Mystery Machine is the Kalamazoo Curling Club. Holy smokes, we have a Michiganders in the house. And so I need to introduce them. They are Chris Rake is throwing lead rocks. Kristen Ray is throwing second rocks. Brian Reek is throwing third rocks and vice skipping, and Darren Ray is in the hack right now throwing his second skips rocks. It looks like he's lying one. It's very close, but it looks like he's lying one, and he's going to try to curl in here for his second counter. So he's getting himself set up, and you'll see a lot of stopwatches. In a lot of competitors' hands. This is just to get a general idea of where they think the rock's going to land, or as best they can. So, and Darren Ray comes out of the hack. Handle looks good. His ice has been running a little fast lately, so it's looks like he's got a lot of handle. So he's between two shots. He's wanting this to curl just a bit. And get on it, and maybe it can sweep. And so he just knocked that in. So he just knocked that to be a guard of his one. They didn't hang the hammer sign, so it was actually red hammer. So Mooch Knuckles definitely have a chance to get their one here. And so as Brad Forrest goes and slides down, gets into the hack. Looks like he's going to try to come the other way and get his one. So either way, it looks like it's going to be one yellow or one red. And so on sheet D, it's kind of hard to see with Mario covering up the rock. It may have two rocks in, but I don't know. I can't see. Oh nope, just one rock. All right, so he's throwing big weight. Oh, two of them. So he's trying to get down to the yellow. They pounded that sweep. They're getting it around. So, yeah, I got a crooked number on that one. So, looks like a sixer. And on sheet D, Kim hit that shot. They had a good sweep and just pushed that yellow out and got a 6 end on the first end. So it's a heck of a start for that bunch. Just so you know, if you're new to the stream, it looks like we have a whole different crew because the people that are watching the first stream are watching the first team. So if you're out of towner or you're looking at a particular team, at the beginning we're just going to use this down sheet view with two houses, so you can see both houses, and you can see the slide out or the slide in, so you just see half of the slides. You also see the back scores, all of that. So Randy, who is helping me with the AV, but if we see a shot that's kind of shaping up to be an interesting shot, we may zoom in on one sheet or another, and as games start to become more competitive or less competitive, we'll move to that sheet. So if we have 4 sheets of curling, which we will all weekend, then 100% we will focus on that. So the last view, people got a little bit frustrated because they may have not seen the sheet that they wanted to see the whole game, but we're going to focus on those closer games, the ones that are really tight, that have interesting shots. But at first, we're showing you all 4 sheets, so if you're here for a couple hours, we'd like to just settle on in. 11:30, it'd be great. You guys are in for a treat. Some of you out there, if you're here on the stream, or if you got any feedback, you can just text or put something in the chat. And honestly, if there's just 8 or 10 people watching this stream, then we can just have a conversation because it's pretty fun. It's just like streaming a game. So as the scores are updated, looks like everybody's through the first end, and we're coming back the other way for our very first rock. So. And you'll see that the little hammer sign, as we zoom into different games too, you'll see those teams pop up. Um, Looks like sheet C just threw a center guard. Everybody's center guarding around except for sheet A. We've got a couple. We got a corner and a little interesting setup because we got a little top of the house, back of the house action going on, and it looks like Kim and Linda are just kind of getting their bearings and trying to see. She's just trying to see that line, see where it is. And Mario was just a bit wide on that shot. It's very early on. They're still learning the ice. If you've been playing across the sheet here, I think we've only got one or two teams that have any Charlotte members. Last draw we had 4 Charlotte teams. They're all going to play each other. And then you've got so we got a lot of teams that are from out of town. So they're just using that first end to learn the ice, learn where they're at. So a lot of close scores there. Looks like Joe is going to be calling a little nudge here. Yellow Rocks, they're just going to be trying to nudge that back red out that looks like it's shot. There you go. Nice little Bill Moultrie and Linda's shot. Bill was on the sweep, got it down, and they're sitting 2. So our skip on the other side looks like he's got a little pocket there, and he's going to draw on sheet C. I'm sorry, sheet B, and he's going to draw down to it. And so it looks like Zevi was throwing that rock. I'm sorry, that's Zevi was here, and so they're getting on it hard. We're noticing this on our sheet too, that as soon as it hits the hog line, if you're not on it before then, that is a really quality curling shot. Just got him inside right there. He within inches of what they asked for, and it just rolled back a bit. But now there's that opportunity because it's behind that tee line to bump it a little bit further back. So now that the other skip has had a chance to look at the line, look at the weight, and Linda's already used to throwing that rock, she just threw it. So it's going to be the same rock. So I expect Linda to put one in here and probably tap that red a little back, and then they could be sitting in a little triangle of 3, and then here we go. Red scored there 2 on the first end, and it's shaping up to be an end where we can get 3 going back the other way. So it's a little heavy, so they're waiting for it to curl. He's off. They're worried about the weight. Just got to curl a bit. Yep, it's going to be nice. He's going to be really happy with this. There it is, exactly how you drew it up. It did knock the yellow back, so it may be just sitting 2. But that was, they were happy with that. So, all right. Oh, he's trying to get both. There you go. Nice little double. That was by Dye. Dye hit the double. And that was very nice. Kalamazoo is just trying to learn the ice a bit, trying to get where the curl is coming. Looks like they might be throwing through the wickets. Oh, they got a little nudge. And nudge that back a bit. Don't know if it's shot or not. So now Brad's going to put his broom down and give this. Looks like he's giving quite a bit of ice, so maybe a little bit down weight, or they think it's curling that much. So we'll see. He looked like it was a bit wide of the broom, and his room. Yeah, it's tough when you get out there around the 12-foot. If you don't have rocks on it and you're not sweeping it and breaking down that frost, it doesn't really, outside on club ice, it doesn't get that really nice, consistent curl that you would get from championship ice. No apologies, that's just the way it is. And so Yeah, putting it wide and then throwing wide, and it just hangs out there. I think we've all done it where we've had that. So, welcome, those of you that just joined us. My name's Neil Pfeiffer here at the Charlotte Curling Association, and we're at Sweepy Holler 2021. This is a one and only Bonspiel. We're going to go back to a grits and granite format, so people that are winning this trophy get to take it home, put it on their mantle, all of that. So it's pretty cool. It's a really nice shot from Joe Moore. It looks like he's gonna Brady on sheet A. I'm moving to sheet A. You don't have to change the view. Brady's lining up a double, and it looks like if he makes this double, he's gonna get 4. I'm sorry about that. Not supposed to cough into the microphone. But yeah, they're getting 4 if he makes this double. But they're pretty close together, so he's got to get inside of this rock, move about a whole rock. He put it right on the rock. Like I mentioned last end, the heaters on our ice are on the outside, and then we get a little fall, a little. Yep, we are. All right. So, yep, he did make that double, got it on the inside. Looks like they're sitting 4. So, what Joe's trying to do here is he's going to be trying to hide. He's just trying to hide. And he threw this shot at once, so he's going to make it better. He's trying to get it to curl over and in front of that. If he's shot, that's great. But really, he's just trying to limit this damage to maybe 2. So, if he can get it and just kind of be undercover, be inside that 8 foot, just trying to hide. So sometimes you have rocks and you're just trying to hide those rocks. So it looks like they might be good. They're sweeping it. They think it's a little light. Oh, they're worried about it touching. No over curl. Oh, and it nudged. So he's going to sweep it, and it's going to be out in the open. So he's just going to hit that for 5. And that's a big end for the Brady Gould team. So we had Kalamazoo that just rubbed a guard, and so Brad Force is, I'm bouncing around like I tend to do. So I'll be bouncing around to C and B. Got some interesting ends kind of shaping up here. And, yeah, we got one guard being thrown. Looks like it's tough to tell. I don't know, Randy. What do you think? I think that on sheet B, it's 1-2 red, 1-2 red, or 1 red. So it could be 1-2. Yeah, it could 1-2 red. And it definitely is going to be a hit here. That's what Bill's putting his broom down for. So they're just trying to get that to really hit. It's going to be a tough hit, though, because I think either handle, it's going to jam on something. So if they're high side, they're not going to get to move enough. If it's low side, it's going to jam into that yellow, and unless they really get it to move. I mean, we're throwing a missile down here. Our rocks have about 8 seasons on them, so they're not like poppy or lively or brand new rocks. So, I mean, they're not dead, but you got to hit them right. And so this shot would be out of a cannon. Randy, do you shoot stuff out of a cannon? That's what we would do here if I try to get these out of here, because I don't know. And it may even pop up. I mean, even if you did shoot it out of a cannon, it would pop the red shot. So, it may be a draw down here. We may just be trying to jostle this. Yeah, Brady's Brady was a 4 or 5. I don't know which. So we'll give them 4 for right now, and then when they hang it. So, yep, he did draw in for 5, put that extra counter in. So that's, yep. So that was a big end for them. All right, so it's got to curl a bit. He just threw this. He didn't come at it with a missile. He's just trying to jostle it, and he just lined it right back up. So he just a little heavier, a little wide. That's all they're trying to do. So now is yeah. So looks like they're gonna want something high, just right in the forefoot. Yep. So they like the ice, and they're gonna do that. So there you go. And yep. Yeah, the Kraken team. All right, welcome back. There's another red rock just getting dumped in there. So Kalamazoo is is uh, is worried about. They're happy with this. So I mean, not Kalamazoo, but Brad Force's team. They're giving each other fist bumps. You won't see a lot of cheering on a curling sheet because it's just not that's just not what we do in curling. You don't cheer bad shots for the other team. You just cheer good shots for you. And so you'll see a couple of fist bumps, high five, maybe even see a broom go in the air. If it's a really nice shot, you'll kind of see a bunch of brooms go in the air, maybe even the other team's brooms. You'll kind of put your arm up, wave a little bit. So it's very subtle, so you'll see when a good shot is. So I'll let you know when we see a pretty fun shot or a good shot. So, all right, so Kalamazoo's lining up for this, and they've got to get one in here. So it looks like they've decided on the hit. He's going to try to get this to not curl, so he's going to throw this probably with a good handle, trying to get it to stay pretty straight. So, and lots of sweep. That's what they're doing right now, just getting on the sweep. So if they can get inside of this, they can really pop it and move it. So, nope, they just got to nose, and so he's already, Brad's just like, yep, I can throw a little quieter weight, and as long as I'm not high on this, I'm not going to get that. So then Brad Force will count 4. So it looks like red was non-hammer, and is it 2 or 3, Randy? Oh, they're kicking rocks, so I think it was 2. So it looks like red stole 2. Hammer is indicated by the little hammer on there, and Randy's doing a great job keeping up the score. And then it looks like sheet B, they had a steal of definitely 2, but we don't know if it's any more. We'll wait till they hang it after, if we had a there. Exactly. So we had, yep. So Brad Forrest made that little hit. Nice little hit there for 4. So they go up 4-1 in that C draw or on the C sheet. So if you want to follow us, follow the draw. I know I'm going to have Ryan. He's got a conference call because we're all volunteer club and we have real jobs, so he's on a conference call. But I'll remind him to put the live draw, especially as we get through these preliminary games and we start finding out who's in the B and C events. We'll make sure we update that and then post it under Charlotte Curling and get you to do that. So. All right, so it looks like as we're going away from the warm room and as everybody's setting up for their beginning stones, except for Sheet A, I'm going to have a chance to thank our sponsors. So thank you all of our sponsors, in ice sponsors, and so our golden level, platinum level sponsors. We're also reading some bits for them on our stream. So our next gold level sponsor is Service Master. Clean and sanitized surfaces and spaces are more important than ever. Service Master Cleaning Excellence has the skills and equipment to keep your surfaces spotless no matter what they encounter. For more than 65 years, Service Master Clean has consistently gone above and beyond cleaning expectations of their customers to deliver high quality services they can rely on. Service Master Clean offers a variety of plans from commercial and janitorial cleaning and specialty services. If you're in the Charlotte area, Charlotte Clean believes that going beyond basic cleaning to make sure your environment is completely safe and comfortable. Save time and money and let the experts in advanced technology at Service Master Clean maintain your healthy and worry-free space. Contact your local Charlotte Service Master Clean and create a custom cleaning plan for safe and healthy environment today at 704-709-0224. 704-709-0224. Service Master Clean is the best choice for all of your commercial cleaning services. Thank you, Service Master, for being a gold level sponsor. So back to the curling action. Again, my name is Neil Pfeiffer. I'm sitting here with Randy. And he is part of our ice crew, but also he is running the score. And we're into the third end. Man, you just blink and this thing is flying by. So it looks like we've asked teams to hang scores for purposes of the live stream. But I want to tell you, being a curler, a long-time curler, or not a long-time curler, it's only my 5th year, Randy. Not a long-time curler. But I've skipped a good number of games, and when the score gets a little bit like lopsided, one of the things you do for that team is you do not hang the score, you just play. And so I know that Kim and Di, they had a good couple of ends to start. So they're Charleston team, so they probably won't hang the score until Charleston scores. So they are hoping that they make this shot. So it looks like going across the sheets, sheet A. Here for the booze is 5 against Throwing Bones. They have hammer, and it looks like they have a good setup. They got a couple in one in the house. One biter, and then a nice little stagger guard. So. That is here for the booze. So they have a good setup, and it is the non-hammer team. So they're trying to play to the center. He may be trying to tap this. He just it looks like he cooked it a bit. Just got a little heavy, so may hit this top one, and he just pushed it a little deeper. So it does give him a little slash double if he wants it, or he can push the reds back and try to get that to be. So it's just lining up your angles. Looks like he's going for that, cross face, kind of slashy double where he hits and then just gets it to dive under. It's not an easy. I want to tell you, when you're hitting, it's at 45-degree angles. That is a tough takeout. Now, if you're throwing big weight, and you're using the spin of the rock, then yeah, you can pretty much take out any two rocks. But for us club curlers, this is going to be a tough one. And yep, he came out really fast. He's just trying to get to the inside of this rock. And it looks like they were a little wide, which is what happens when you're trying to throw big weight. So he just knows that, stayed up top. So not super happy with that, but it is what it is. So he's going to, or Brady's just going to play a takeout, and then make him make a draw. And it looks like on sheet C, we just had a nice little double takeout, nice little between two rocks. So looks like they're on the back four, maybe even the back button. So they've got two guards lined up right there. So it's kind of a key shot early in this game, and she needs to kind of get it all the way back on that back one. And it's not really a lot of room for error. If she's high, then they can kind of tick it out. And if she's heavy and they bounce, then it is. So it's pretty early in this match, but this is this is a pretty key one. So looks like it's just hanging out a bit. It's got to curl a bunch. So it's coming over nicely. They're wanting it to come even more, maybe carve it a bit. So she did definitely got to the face, and it was plenty heavy enough, so she got that out of there. But it bounces wide open, and she kind of gives a quick little shake of the head because they know they know what they've seen so far of Brad Forrest's team. This is going to be a takeout. Most of the time, it's going to be right on what they want. All right, so he did get a little side. These guys are sweeping hard to try to hold it. He's got to give it a little go. It just took off on him. So I spoke too soon. Thought that was going to be a little hit and roll under, and just came across his body a bit, and just kind of, as soon as it hit that hog line, I don't know. They just needed to sweep a bunch. So, all right, they're kicking rocks out of the down at sheet A. They haven't hung their score yet. Red 2. That's they stole 2, so that's now 7-1 going into the fourth end. And then sheet B, we've got Hack-O-Lantern. They're up 4-0. They just threw a second guard up there, so now we're going to try to tap back. They've got a little momentum here, up 4-0, so they're going to try to tap this back and take care of it. Yep, they got a little guard out there, so it ticked it. It was a decent result, but they're not super happy with it, just because it was. But yep, so it looks like this time Brad's asked for a draw instead of that takeout. A little harder to do with there. So, oh no, here. So he put the thing out there. So I think they're clearing this guard. Yeah. Oh, careful, careful. She almost. So there you go. So it's going to hit and then roll under a good bit. Just trying to get that out. So we're over on sheet B. We don't have to zoom in. You're good. We got plenty of views. So Welcome. We're up to 14 people. Holy smokes. Give yourself a shout out in the chat. I mean, people have just flat woken up, gotten their biscuit and coffee. And what do they want? What do they want? More curling. That's right. More curling. And we've got it here at the Charlotte Curling Association. Welcome, welcome. And so looking up at the warm room, it looks like red is shot on D. So it looks like they got one. So they're trying to figure out how to get rid of that red because it's kind of frozen on there. So the way you get rid of it is you got to throw a big weight. You just got to kind of assume you're going to lose that yellow unless you pick it clean. Put it on the yellow rock, just hit that red rock, and then you keep the shooter, lose the yellow, but you also lose the red, and you get your two. But they're trying to keep all three in here because they need 3 counters to get back into this. So yeah, D is 9. So. It looks like it's shaping up to be a rough go of it for the folks that scored first. Well, 2 of the sheets, and C and A, they scored first, and then the other color has come roaring back. And then sheet B and D, it's just been a little one-sided, but that's okay. Lots of time left with an 8-end game. And club curlers, they're not going to throw 100%, so you can get back into it. That's right. Excellent. Orlando Curling Club. We are shouting out to you. OCC. I know you guys are a tight-knit group, tight-knit crew. We got some new curlers here. Loving that the fact that I got to meet them. And they got to meet them and hang out. We had Jenny's Ice Cream last night. If you haven't had Jenny's Ice Cream, folks, I'm telling you right now, you got to go get some of that Jenny's Ice Cream. They have a couple of locations. I had Brambleberry Crisp. I highly recommend it. Salted caramel. Mix those two together. And doesn't that sound good, Randy? Salted caramel and Brambleberry Crisp. That is amazing. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, 5-year curler. That's a long-time curler. Yeah, I was getting told that last night. Yeah, and luckily I've had this beautiful facility to curl in, so I can just come up and practice when I want to, and you can and our membership is all you can curl. So this year I'm taking a step back and only curling in 4 leagues. It's insane. It's the insanity curling. So. The curling 2 doubles leagues and then 2 4-person leagues, and I keep myself busy. All right, there it is. That's a nice shot from Brett Kubrick coming in, and they've got a nice setup again. This is not enviable if I'm Joe. I'm sorry, not Joe, but we've got. They're trying to hit that top one, and I think that's what they're trying to do. So you'll see the skips kind of put their hand on a rock. They're not trying to move it. They're just trying to make sure they don't trip. So Joe's giving it a really good sweep. Hard to see on the stream, but he is pounding that sweep to try to keep the line. And he got it. He at least knocked that one out. So he raised that guard, got it into play, knocked out that back red one. So more than likely, So now Brady's calling this as a flop in. So he's just getting rid of this guard, replacing this guard, flopping in. That's what he's trying to do. We're kind of on sheet A right now. 2 red on B. Yep. On D. Oh, okay. I think all of us are audibly rooting for my Charleston folks, my friends from Charleston, come roaring back. At least get a couple points on the board. Yep. And such a festive hat that she's wearing, Linda's wearing. She's got, I don't know if y'all can see it on the feed, but she's got, it looks like two happy little spiders. I know those words don't go together, but I say them. Happy little spiders on top of her head. Deedle-deets, as you will. But she's a little frustrated, as we all would be if it's going this direction. So Brad Forrest is down here. He's just trying to draw for one. I don't know if this is second skips rocks or first skips rocks. Randy, you got eyes on that? Yeah, it's just this is second skips rocks. So he's just trying to sink one in here. I don't know. It looks like they have to sweep a bit. He's sweeping his own rock. He just got in the draw path. So looks like it's one yellow on there, and they still got a rock to come. So, oh nope, it's not one yellow. Maybe that back one's counting. Yep, it is. Sharp-eyed Randy, always on it. He is my eyes and ears, folks. So it looks like they're one red, so they're trying to figure out a way to score two. So they're going to try to nudge this out. They think they can get through that little port, just knock it out, stick, and for two. And being down 4-1 at this point in the game, another steal would be bad. It looks like the Vice is maybe trying to convince them just to split them. What we mean by split is throw a draw weight. That's what he's ending up with, is a split. He's just trying to throw this draw weight and then push that yellow in, the one that's already in there, push that a little deeper, and then hopefully be on the inside of that, and where he's going to try to score two. And this is not an easy shot, folks. You gotta have the right line, the right weight. And so let's go ahead and watch this on C. Can you flip to C real quick as he's getting in the hack? There it is. All right, here we go. All right, he's lining himself up. He's taking a good amount of time to line this shot up, and that's what we would all be doing this. This is a fairly small port, just about a rock and a half, I think. And if it curls at all, then it just kind of how the physics work. So you got to keep it straight. So he's getting there, a little wobble coming out of the hack, but he's got a good handle on it. He thinks he's wide, so he's hoping for a little curl here. Oh yeah, they're hammering the sweep now. So they needed to curl. So they did it on the high side, and they definitely knocked themselves one. So they're happy with that. They just kind of flip hammer and get a little momentum, score a point. Sometimes that 1 point, you definitely don't want to give up one there and be down 5-1. But they've tightened this thing up to 4-2. So we'll go back to the main fade right over here. There, he's updating some scores, but that was a nice shot, good try. It seemed like that was what was going to happen. If they were a little wide, they would still get the good result that they were looking for. But if it kind of curled as much as they thought it would, then they could get that split. So it was kind of between two shots, but there's a nice little nudge there for one. So, all right. So it looks like our 4-2 is our closest game right now. Although we're the Brady Gold team has two in the house, and still trying to get that third, I think, in the house. He just threw one to the top 12 here. Oh no, it checked up, so it was a nice little two guard. So he's just trying to prevent that draw path. So he's trying to. Joe and our Charleston curlers just trying to figure out how they can sneak one in there. They've got a bunch of guards up, so if they could ever get to the inside of this rock anyway, shape or form, then they could lie one. All right, so after that one from Kalamazoo, Brad Forrest in the house trying to Lead Rock was didn't make it over the hog line. So these red lines, if you're new to curling, most of you out there aren't, but the red line's going across our hog lines. It has nothing to do with pigs. I know we're in North Carolina, and and so it has nothing to do with pigs. I know. Now I have to go look up the story. I know there's a couple of different stories out there of what the actual hog line was. Maybe you guys know it. So, and so yeah, there's no easily Googleable things. Randy has got to be a crack reporter. That's your job before the next draw, is to find out the story of why it's at hog line. I know it's not. It doesn't have to do with pigs. If you were in North Carolina and you just said there was barbecue at this line, if you don't cross it, then yes, we're 100% in on that. I mean, and when we're talking about barbecue, that is not an activity, folks. That is a religion here in North Carolina. So we have. What'd you say? It's a basic food group. That's right. And if you include bacon, that is the fifth food group. So it looks like we've got a calm crowd here in the Friday afternoon draw. Just kind of chill, and got people just taking it in, doing their little lunching things. So I'm going to take a end off of announcing. So I'm going to let the ice speak for itself, and I'm going to grab a little drink and eat, and then we'll come back for the last couple of ends. right. Good afternoon, folks. We got 16 folks watching. Jimmy Figel, sorry about the draw schedule. Our draw master is going to be posting that draw schedule on our Charlotte Curling page, so you can follow along as we go through these preliminary ones. Oh, yes. Thank you, Paul. Hog is Middle English for yearling who struggled to keep up with the rest of the herd, so slow stone was a hog. You want to get the growth. Oh, okay. That was good. I like that. And if you spell hog with 2 G's, like boss hog, that's even better. So welcome back. This is the Charlotte Curling Association. My name is Neil Pfeiffer. I'm your announcer for this afternoon. We're going to have different folks announcing throughout the weekend. I've got a great AV team here. But Randy and I are starting us off, and then probably the end of the weekend for the finals, I'll be doing that. So we've got B and C are our close games, so we're going to focus in on them. And we got the Hack-O-Lanterns and What the Booze in the Shadows. And that is a 6-3 game. We're in the 6th end, coming back towards the house. Yellowstone's is Hammer, so there it looks like Redstone's throwing the second. So and then on C, we've got Mystery Machine, our friends from Kalamazoo. They just got their one and got one and gave up Hammer, and so it's 5-3 against Brad Forrest's team. So as we're getting to the 6th end, it's always an exciting time because we've got it looks like our 3 o'clock draw is going to be our next draw, and so it's going to be some of our winners from our very first draw. Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock, so we're gonna finish up, and then we'll have a 3 o'clock draw. So we'll have some ice done. We'll have a big ice. We'll run 2. Normally we run 2 draws and then do a scrape. So so B and C are our close games here, and it looks like we have a biter on B. Top 12 right there, nice little thing with the and they've got Hammer, so looks like Hack-O-Lantern is going to try and come around. They're just going to try to get to the they think it's really light. They were on it. Oh, they're off. So as they come into your picture, as they come down the sheet, they're gonna they're on it again, and they're on it hard. They do not want to rub this. It's a really nice shot, top 8. It's really tight. That's going to be tough to deal with. So they did kick that back. So there are no referees in curling. This is the best part, is there are no referees. And so there are the draw master is breaking ties or we're if there is some kind of ruling, then we could bring a independent entity in. But the skips on either the team are the referees, and if you commit a foul or kick a rock or move something, then you just work it out amongst yourselves. That's the beauty of curling. There's no you're watching the stream, and you at home could be like, oh my gosh, that's the worst violation of all the curling rules ever. But that's not how it works. So it looks like they're coming around. They're looking like they're coming with a little bit more weight. It may be into this top guard. And it kind of scattered the guards around. Just changed the angles, moved everything around. I don't know if that's on B coming back towards us. I don't think that's where they wanted to be. So the skip is kind of looking, and they're like, yep, if we can come back to the button, that would be great. And what we've been noticing on B is there's not perfect curl on both sides. It's a little bit different. So he's out into the out past the 12 foot. So So they let this go. If it's tight at all, he's going to have them sweeping. Yep, it is on the sweep. Even though this might be heavy, he wants to keep this off these guards because being on these guards would be a way to open up this red one. So as soon as they're by the guards, he was on the guards, and that's what they did. So the rock ended up about where he called for the rock. So the weight was probably pretty good. It did take a little energy out of the top, but now it's opened up for the Kalamazoo. I'm sorry, not the Kalamazoo bunch. The What in the Booze in the Shadows. That could be the longest team name in our field. Can you even read it out there? So, yeah, Jimmy, we're working on it. Our draw master is a volunteer, and he is eating lunch. So as soon as he's done eating lunch, he's going to post that draw schedule in in the comments, or no, I'm sorry, in the description. He'll post the viewing. So as people win and lose and match up. These are all preliminary games, so we haven't missed anything. You can just check and see when your favorite team is playing next. And they knocked that out and got it underneath, and so this is shaping up to be a good end for Kalamazoo. They're trying to steal. We're on sheet C right now. We're coming back in, and Brad Forrest is calling this. Looks like for his wife, Christy. Oh, no, that's not it. It was the other couple. So he just called. He called like. I couldn't tell the weight that he was looking for. He may be just trying to draw down to it. So they're on it for a line. They're just trying to get it. And then, so the sweepers were, he might just be trying to get the shot. So he's going to be on it hard, and that skip from Kalamazoo is going to kind of sweep that out. And I would expect him to go center guard here, just right in the top 12. Yep. So Leiter's better here. You want to play to the center. He's trying to full-on steal. So it's he wants this right on the center line. This is weight is not as important on this shot on C than it is the line. He just prefer to stop playing over to the wings because you don't want red to be able to corner freeze right on there, get one down there and be shot, and that's kind of a free point. And then they can play the open side. So he's going to throw this as a center guard, top 12, so as he slides out. It's all about weight control here. And it looks like the sweepers are off it, so they're worried that's a little deep or a little heavy. So now they're on it for line. So it's by the guard, definitely there. They're trying to apply force tactics. He is not a Jedi, though, and it did go into the back four. And so I expect Brad just to hit this, and he's looking for a way to try to get both of these. He could be really aggressive here and try to hit the one on the wing first, and then get the he's just trying to hack. So he's just trying to be shot after this. So he thinks that half buried is buried, and that's probably true. So he's only hack weight. At this ice, I'll be honest, it's if he's a perfect shot here, he's going to be flirting with this guard because as soon as it hits that hog line, it's going to move a whole rock. So we'll see if it gets by. And it is plenty by. Yep. So he likes the line, but it was just a little wide. And so it can just kind of put it in the open. So now we're in a hit game, and he'll probably just nose. And honestly, both skips are going to be happy with just moving this rock over and over again, moving up the house. So this is an interesting end because it's going to be. There's a potential here as if it moves up to like the 8 foot. If you kind of walk these rocks, if you think a rock up. So if they keep doing it, as long as they don't roll one way or the other, then they'll be in the 8 foot, and then that will open up the double. All right, they're on it hard. He's a little worried it was narrow, and they're holding it really well. It's good sweeping, good job. He's going to be happy with that. And it's okay if it rolls underneath, but it did create a little pocket, so I expect Brad just to draw down to that pocket and just try to be shot. Yep. So there he is. He's calling. He wants to be shot after this. Um, and he's kind of tightened up the curler because he's like, well, I don't want to trust a draw, so if it's a little heavy, but if it's light, it's going to curl into this guard, so it's coming over pretty hard. We've lost handle, so we're trying to get a curl out of this. That is a really good shot, really good attempt. Well, it was an unlucky result out of a pretty close curling shot. All right, so he was trying for that same weight, maybe a little bit more weight. But if you threw that line on that weight, then it would have been through. So he was pretty much a draw, and he was like, "Oh no, I need you to curl over." That's why vice rocks are so key in one of these situations where when you got people coming in and and you got those sixth and seventh rocks, and everybody's like, "Oh well, the skips rocks are the hardest rocks." Well, a lot of times, a lot of teams will set up their teams where the vice is the one that can make those really technical draws and hits that are low weight need to roll over 3 inches instead of 7 inches or 8 inches. And so, missing a shot, he's just like, well, I missed that shot, and it looks bad because they're sitting, yellow's sitting 1-2 now, but he only missed that probably by less than an inch on the lines, and then he just needed it. That the same weight would have been perfect. So if he was a little tighter to the guard and let that thing come over, then it would have been a really happy, like they would have been really happy with that result. So I expect a full on guard here, 2 guard, 3 guard. You're not trying to steal 2 or 3 here, although that'd be nice and get you right back into the game, but you're just trying to. Looks like he's playing to the open side. Maybe he's playing a little higher. Oh, it's just gliding on this path. Look at it come all the way out there. So, all right. Well, let's see what Brad does. There's a couple of options here. You can hit and roll over, and that looks like what he's going to do. He needs to move this rock. He's got to hit a thick third of this to keep it high, right? If he gets on the other side of this rock and it moves all the way, then it's going to miss that outside. And I don't know if you guys can see it on the feed. And I'm sticking with Sheet C because this is a pretty good game, and it's a close game. It doesn't. Those back 2 rocks are virtually even. Sometimes our houses are a little egg-shaped, and so and a couple of people were asking for you to put the link to the view the draw on the channel feed on the YouTube channel. If you can just put the link there, yep. So yeah, I just let Ryan have lunch, and then he was. And then he is posting the view version of the draw now. Hey, I can tell my commentating is bringing them in. We were 16 people watching with no commentary, and then 10 people watching with commentary. So we went -6 on that. That's great. That's amazing. And so, very nice draw from Brad Forrest. Very nice draw. Really happy with that. He's sitting 1 now. So with yellow, he's trying to. He doesn't think he can get to the front of that and be shot. So he's going to try to raise this, and it looks like he's going for with the tight ice that he's calling. When I say tight ice, I mean he's calling this close to the rock. So he is trying to raise double. Basically, just sit 3, and then there's no chance for Brad to score more than 1. But he can come in both draws. So the reward here is you're sitting 3. The risk is that if you hit your own out, but it doesn't look like a big risk because even if you get on the way inside of this, you're fine, and if you're on the way outside of this, you're fine. So yeah, they're talking about it though. They're rethinking it. This Vices, he's just like, man, if you could just put one right here. That that's that's always in curling when you do this. You put a magnet on the board and you say, man, if you could just put one right here, if it would be really easy. So very precise game. Those of you that are watching that are, if you're not a curler, you're just watching some family members, then yep, that's what they ended up with was the draw. They ended up with a draw. So he was wanting to do this raised double. That is a fabulous result, but it looked like there was not a lot of upside, and there could be some downside. So they've ended up with they're calling this pretty tight because he's if he truly does draw this, he's going to wreck the guard. Wreck the guard means tick the guard, like he's going to move it. But it looks like they're going to throw about a hack weight here and just try to move these two back and then sit three. If they can get to the nose, that's great. If he can get to the outside, it's fine too. He'll push this through. So he's looking for hack weight. It's kind of carrying on this line. It's not really curling much. They need it to curl a good bit. When it hits the hog line, it will move. It will move a rock, but is it going to move two rocks? And it looks like it didn't. And that was hack weight. So, there it is. So now it looks like he put his head down a little bit because he was, an opportunity was there to maybe sit shot, maybe sit three. But it looks like Brad's going to be able to just draw in there. They've got this really tight. It must be falling a bit or holding on this line. That sheet C is kind of like one of the sides is curling more than the other, which we don't really like. That's not what we want. But it looks like they're holding the room like close to the 4 foot on one side, and then they're going all the way out until the 12 foot there. Got a barn burner coming down here on sheet C. We've been sticking with them for a while. Okay, we're coming back down the other way, and Brad Force was able to get his two, and it's 7-3 coming home on the seventh end. Um, so I'm going to move over to B because we're in the seventh end, and they've got red with hammer. You don't have to get it down, Randy. You can just leave both games that are still going up, and red. Yeah, yeah. And so on sheet B, we've got red with hammer. Uh, red is the hack-a-lanterns, and we've got yellow. It looks like there's two in the house there. Two in the house. Um, and it looks like Linda. He's calling her way out wide, just trying to get a guard. And so looks good for red. They're just keeping it out wide, and they may they wanted to curl a bit here just to put a good guard, but it's going to be nice. They're going to be happy with that. Maybe a biter might have just slid right in. No, it was a three guard, right in a three guard. So it looks like Jimmy. We have put the link to the draw schedule, so if you want to follow your favorite team tomorrow and throughout Sunday, it's right in the description of our Charlotte curling. So we're at the sixth end, or seventh end. So I'm going to go ahead and read our next sponsor. We appreciate all of our sponsors, and so our next gold sponsor, that is an in-ice sponsor, is QRS. Quality Renovation Services has been specialists in both residential and commercial construction and renovation since 2002. With a team of highly skilled professionals, QRS specializes in renovation and reconstruction of offices and commercial spaces of all shapes and sizes. QRS is also a certified Passive House Institute builder, specializing in homes and commercial buildings that are more efficient and better for the planet. And QRS will consult on spaces for your businesses that you know the quality of construction and what hidden issues may exist. QRS will perform the required construction, taking your property from its existing condition to a finished product. Contact QRS to get a quote today at qrsnc.com. That's qrsnc.com, or give QRS a call at 980-721-9987. 980-721-9987. Quality Renovation Services, your premier commercial renovation contractor. So thank you, QRS, for being a gold level sponsor of Charlotte Curling. We love to support a local renovation services. So if you are local to Charlotte and you need your commercial or residential space renovated, call QRS. All right, we're back to curling action. All right, it looks like I'm going to focus on sheet B because we've got a really interesting end. They got guarded up two, sitting, and it looks like red is going to be trying to throw a peel, just get rid of this guard. They may run it back into the others, but it looks like they're on it quick. They're just trying to get some piece, some little nudge here. And they did. They got that guard moved. It did move over slightly, so I would fully expect that our skip will ask for that guard to be placed right back where it was. So he'll put them out wide and try to get that guard in a good spot. And if they can put that guard in a really good spot, and then they can't get rid of it. So it looks like it's a little less ice than he took with Linda. And so he's going to have Bill kind of go out and a little narrower. So he may know his players a little bit more. You know, somebody's handle or release might be a little different. There might be a little bit different weight. So, they're on it. They're on it. And Bill is muscling out his... They're up. They're up. They're up. If this nudges here, that's okay. But he was really trying to hold the line. So I think that's going to do the job. It's going to guard. So He could run that red back, or he could just go ahead and just blast this yellow. So going down the other way, away from the warm room, we've got no. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Yep. So there we go. So as we're coming down the stretch here, this eighth, I know a lot of the folks that are watching the stream are probably watching the teams that they're going to be playing in a minute, or later on this afternoon. So well, it looks like they're calling very tight ice for this takeout. So he's trying to get it to hold. So he's going to probably throw this really heavy, probably peel weight. He wants it to curl a bit more. Needs it to curl on that 4 foot. And he's happy. He's just replaced that guard. It's a little staggered guard. So he could draw the other way, put a lot of pressure on him. Yep, that's what they're going to do. They're going to draw that other direction for the skip. And top 12 is going to be biting, and then he's going to have to either tap something forward, or he's going to have to let that thing curl over a bit more and run it back. So, Bill's a long-time curler, and he's a good vice. He knows strategy. He knows where he's going to have to go. So as we do not recommend that you jog or run on the ice, but as he runs back to the ice, we got that there. It's a nice double there. Oh, well, almost a double. I would say a single with a little nice roll and on sheet C. They just did that, but here we go. Sheet B. So he's looking for any paint really. And the guard here is not bad, just don't want to be deep. Don't want to be able to just sit on this. So being deep here is kind of the pro side is kind of higher. You just want to be higher in the top 8, top 12. They're worried about, it looked like the sweepers were worried about weight, but Bill had them off because he's just like, well, if we can get it here, again, you're anywhere there. So yeah, he had him off because he was worried that line wasn't going to tighten up. It wasn't going to come across enough and it'd leave a hole there. So it pretty much leaves him with this tap up. It could be a tap. I mean, it's just how you want to do it. Do you want to keep it on the high side and hit it hard and actually remove one of the rocks, or do you want to try to tap this for shot? It's just the skip's preference. You just want to be shot when this shot is done. You just want to be the one closest to the pin. So here we go. All right, so lots of weight here. They think it's moving a lot. It is moving a lot. It's coming across. So they're sweeping the heck out of it. And it did move that, remove that other one, and it sat. It's not shot, but it definitely is a counter. That was a really nice shot. That was way heavier than I thought they were going to bring it, but he was bringing it peel weight. He wanted just to move some granite. It's really nice. Same with Brad Forrest. He's coming down. He's just throwing a get out the vote frustration. Holy smokes. He just hunked it hard. That's my first hunk it hard of the weekend, folks, because I will say when I'm skipping, if I want you to throw peel weight, I just say hunk it. And a lot of times it means I got to get rid of some guards or something, and it really doesn't matter which one you hit. So hung it hard. So it looks like yellow is I mean, this is just pile in for 3 or 4. So it looks like, oh, they're hitting for 4. So no. Oh, good. That'll be good. Thank you for your help today. All right. Well, folks, you will not. So we have another big weight takeout from Brad Forrest, and so looks like we've got Kalamazoo may be able to put three on the board here, and so I think if well, the Skips know exactly when they started the game, and so he is dapping, and so it's we have a 2 hour and 15-minute time limit, so they just scored one, stole one, so they're going to try to come down, and they do need to be finished by 1:45, so it's a 15-minute end, so they have to play quickly, and there's a 2 hour and 15-minute time limit, and so if they can play it fast, then it is what it is. And in the spirit of curling, you're not trying to limit anybody's time, but that last end did take about 25 minutes, so or right at 20 minutes. So people will do that. So this is the last shot, and they're going to just shake because they don't feel like they can get another end in, and it's a couple minutes. So it's two, and I think that is a good curling. So we're just going to be on B. So Brad Forrest goes through, and they had already he had just thrown a peel weight. The Skips may have agreed that was the last end coming down because it was just time was under pressure, and that's front end people that are new, getting those shots out and giving the Skips a chance to talk about strategy at the end of a match and at the end of the game. Those early ends, you think you're not eating time. Oops, I had to go to the restroom. Oops, I lost my gripper or my slider. Or, oops, I didn't get in there. And you take a minute or two. Well, at the end of a match like this, that minute or two is a big deal, right? So sometimes it's slow skips. They don't put the broom down. They kind of think, and then it just takes forever to put the broom down. So, yeah. So they did just, yep, so that is a final. Brad Force moves on into the A event, and our Kalamazoo goes to the B event. We'll see them again early tomorrow, it looks like, or later on tonight. That's a very nice shot from, looks like they're, they're trying to steal their way to victory. So it looks really good. They're on a steal mode, so he may be asking for a hit, although he's given a lot of ice. Maybe he's just trying for a little hack weight kind of chip out. Doesn't care if he keeps the shooter. So it looks like they need to carve it a bit more. They're just looking for this to curl, and just isn't curling. So looks like it's got plenty of weight. So that's six feet of fury. Gives it on there. All right, so we're on just sheet B, so we're going to focus on sheet 2. Just click on sheet 2 and then drag it over. There we go. We're going to be on that, and so they'll be coming down the house. You can see it that way, and Hack-A-Lantern. It's our last one. So thank you all for being on the stream. I appreciate the 12 people. We got a good match, and we hope it gets finished by 1:45, because if it goes back to the previous end, red or the Hack-A-Lanterns would be declared the winner. So hopefully they've looked like they've gotten through seconds rocks really quickly, so time shouldn't be an issue, but it is a finished. So it looks like yellow is well guarded, so that missed on the first seconds rocks. Yeah, he's going to need to get rid of some of those. Guards. Yeah, those guards can't be there if he wants to try to find a way to get there. So we got to get rid of them. Throw it hard. So they think it's narrow. I'm assuming it's not that it's weight issue. They're just trying to hold this onto the red. There you go. This might be really good. Yeah, it got everything out of there. Really nice shot. Really nice shot. Now they got to replace the guard, and he's going to want that a little closer. I agree. I think having that high guard means you can throw a little hack weight something around it. So, I mean, he wouldn't be upset. But it looks like on B2 we've got a little bit different curl because the curl's out. So it looks like about a 2.5-foot curl on one side. Well, no, it's coming across. So I can't. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in the back four. So Skip's not going to be too happy with that because we can just blast whatever. Although he's thinking, all right, okay. Well, all right, folks, as he comes down here, that was that peel weight. This is a brand new curler. So I think what he's calling is kind of the ice of hoping that if he's a little wide, it will still come back. And then what will happen is if he hits below that, he's going to hit the two back ones out. And then that thing's going to pop up and actually be shot and behind. That's right. So instead of doing a draw, that's going to be probably hard for a new curler. He may ask, just throw this as hard as you just did, right along that same line. And folks, I'll be honest, when we have brand new curlers to our club, the biggest thing you can do as a favor to that skip is don't change their handle. Don't change their weight. Let them throw two rocks the same. Because that's gonna give them a chance to see the differences. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness! How did he miss all three of those? I don't know if you could have placed it through there. Randy, was there a rock difference in that? There obvious have been, because it just to give it a little kiss. I thought that was a good shot. We were about to see some excitement, and then sure enough, it just went through. I mean, looking on the stream, I can't see that there was a rock difference. I'd have to be standing right behind it. We're over in the corner on sheet D, and we're using the house things to kind of do the things. So, sure enough, so now he's like guard. They're just worried about getting this over anywhere. This can be a high guard. He would be okay with that because then he's really it is over curling. That's why he's going to have him sweep a bit. But yeah, really, he's just trying to take away that same double. I mean, I think he saw that too. So yeah, that was, folks. This isn't a guard. It was in the house, but it does the same function. It could have been anywhere top 8 all the way up to the 2 guard, and it would have been just fine. So all right. So now we're in a pickle because he could be stealing 2. So he may just run this back and try to get rid of it all, but the worry is it could jam on his. We saw that there was room to go through that port. There was absolutely room to go through that port. So we're coming down to a barn burner here. This is it. I mean, the time is clicking away. We still got about half the sheets to go. We might be getting the draw master down there because this thing has got to be done. And nobody's going to slow play. They're just calling their shots. But if they don't get it done by 145, it's not a thing. So there it is. Oh, there you go. Spread them out. There you go. That is the shot that got everything popped open. So he could go. He could. Well. There's no talking about this. We just got to put the broom down and get rocks thrown. So he is hoping for a top 12 here. He called a top 12. Again, we're not getting a ton of curl on this sheet, so something must have happened. But this was narrow, so maybe it's going to guard the. Maybe it's going to guard shot rock. Uh-oh. This could be really heavy. All right. All right. He just knocked that second shot. Is that what he wanted to do, Randy? I don't think so. I think he wanted to be first and third, or first and second. So now he's just going to hit and flop over. So we're gonna try to get 1 and 2. So that big hit, that run back into the pile, that completely changed the end. All right, they're on it hard. They just need to catch a piece of this. Well, they're happy, up and up, so it may roll out, which, there we go. So I think now yellow, um, what in the boots in the shadows, what the boots in the shadows. I think there's 2 ways to go about this. Just tap this red out, or he could draw behind it with a stagger guard. I think he's just going to open this up, just get it in here. So he's going to throw a good weight. He just wants to be 1, 2, 3 after this. I don't know if this is the right shot, but I do know that this will leave him 1, 2 at the end of it if he makes it. So and with a potential guard, so this thing will drag over. If he gets it over on the high side, it'll hit and bounce. And those rocks will look like they're moving together. They won't actually go opposite. So if he gets on the other side of it, it could be a real bad deal. They're wanting to hold it though. They don't like how much it is. Up, they're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. So let's see. Up, but he got a little too high, and so that thing just jammed and then stuck. So there is something to be said to be sitting 3. You know, if you steal 2, you win. But if you steal 1, you tie. So he's probably just gonna rip this top one. He's just got to have a draw for 1. So if he rips this top one, it doesn't really matter where it goes. I mean, yeah, they're calling it to get a double right now, but they don't really even need that. They just need to rip it and replace. So the problem is if he noses this. If he noses this, this gives the other skip a chance to draw behind it and then be undercover, sitting 3. And now you're like, oh crap, I just got to draw 2 for a tie, or maybe tap it back. So he's ripping it. As long as this isn't nose, you're fine. So they're happy with it, and it moves it off the nose. That's great. So now you're drawn to the 4-foot. You're still sitting 2. So yep, you're just not. Well, they took a quick look, just make sure they're sitting 2, but they are. So. All right, so here we go. So there is a couple of ways to do this. You might want to hit this one low, so it spins into the rings. Just nose it and make it a hard draw. Make it whichever draw you like, or you could draw yourself to the full 12 and then make him not give him an option to remove it. Make him draw around your stuff. So a couple of options here. I like the draw around and then make him draw the 4-foot, but that's the same shot, so maybe he thinks this, putting it out on the 4-foot and making him draw or tap, making him tap for 1 is a hard shot, and it is. So, and looks like we're, they took a long time on that rock, and the yellow is trying to steal, so. the other skip should be able to take the same amount. So looks like this is just a little deep. So this is just a hit for one, and he would not have to take it, but if he takes the shot, we're playing. Um, so you're just hitting. So he's just going to put the broom down and hit. Looks like both skips are fine, and we're not. All right, so this is just whichever handle we're down to it. Red has to make this hit for a win. So we have our first winning shot on the last shot of the tournament. So here we go. Hack-a-lanterns. They're already down there waiting. And so Hack-a-lanterns. So Ian Stalls coming out of the hack. Big weight. Looks like he's got a lot of ice. He's got to get this to curl a bit. And he's going to chip this. And a steal of two. Oh, they've got to measure. Here we go. We're down to a measure for the win. It's definitely tied. And we're measuring to see who wins or whether to go to skip stones. So we're going to go down there. Folks, I'm not only the announcer. Randy's not only on the ice crew. But when the draw master is either playing or eating lunch or taking a conference call, then I am also the assistant draw master. So we're going to go down there because I'm going to have to go measure. I don't know if Ryan's down there on the ice. So I'm going to go take a quick look and then I'll be right back. They're measuring. All right. So they'll usually kick the rock to see which one is there. So Randy, can you go check and see if Ryan's down on the ice? Because he's going to have to measure this as a skip stone. So if he's not there. So they're doing it. All right, red is shot. All right, so red is shot. So this is a tie. So we're doing a skip stone. And so I'll go ahead and take it. I got to go tell them what to do. Okay, folks, that was exciting. We had a skips rocks, and yeah, they hung that store, so it was. They'll hang it as a ninth in, but it was a really tight game, and it was a measure to come down to the skips rocks, and then we just do we do American rules, no, none of that. So no guards count, so they got their skip rock in, and then the other one was just a bit heavy, barely out of the rings. So exciting end. We will see you all. Since that end went a little long, that went a little wide, so we're doing the major scrape, so we'll see you in about an hour and 10 minutes. And so thank you for joining us here at the Charlotte Curling Association. We appreciate your time, and and we will see you again. All right, we're looking for the one with the time. So we'll fade to this. Thank you all, Ice Crew. Thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate your time, and we will see you back here again.